Good morning, Kansas City and beyond. This is Noel Ingle here. That's right, Noel Jumbo Ingle. The one and only Noel Jumbo Ingle. And this is Today in Politics. Today in Politics, more about federal law, 18 U.S. Code, conspiracy against rights, September 15th, 2025. You know, like I say, it's because I'm not on television. Or, where is he? He's not on television, is he? Maybe you, the people, we, the people, should be asking the media that very question as to why I'm not on television. Ask Judge Blankenship of the 39th Circuit Court in Stone County, Missouri, why I'm not on television. Like the rest of them are to talk about me, and I'm not allowed to talk on television about my issues or defend myself. Copy. What lies or bullshit KY3 is going to come up with next to try to cover their ass. I think it might have to do with people from my past. Well, at least a large part of it anyway. Because one person says, I don't get nothing. What a bunch of bullshit that is. Now part of what they are doing is in violation of United States federal law, 18 U.S. Code, conspiracy against rights, in my opinion, which I forgot to mention yesterday. Part of it says that if two or more persons go in disguise on the highway or on the premises of another with intent to prevent or hinder his free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege so secured. I'm not, and on a side note, people have been saying, I don't know what 18 U.S.C. means. On a side note, according to Mr. Google, 18 U.S. Code is an abbreviation for Title 18 of the United States Code, which is primarily a collection of federal criminal laws in the United States. It contains statutes that define federal crimes and set out procedures for their prosecution. For example, 18 U.S.C. 2 deals with aiding and abetting crimes, and 18 U.S.C. 241 addresses conspiracy against rights. So, that's that. Now, I know most federal criminal laws actually have what are called elements to said law that federal prosecutors must prove with evidence to secure a federal conviction in federal court. And Pam Buddy probably doesn't know what I'm talking about. And according to Mr. Google, I asked Mr. Google, what are the elements of 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights? The elements of 18 U.S. Code 241 are two or more persons conspire, which means agree to act together, to injure, oppress, threaten, intimidate someone to an exercise of a right or privilege secured by the Constitution or laws of the United States because they have exercised such a right. Key aspects include the existence of a conspiracy to violate federally protected right, a specific intent to do so, and right being secured by federal law. Now, I will say that in part of what they had been doing because I do not know who is behind how they say they are communicating to me or with me. For real, I'm assuming by what I hear when I'm watching television. That is, for example, the media behind what they are doing in regards to electronics, to pressure, harass, intimidate, stalk, and threaten me so they can try and get away with it for as long as they happen. When I'm trying to exercise my Fourth Amendment right to feel safe and secure in my apartment, which that's why they don't say. Well, I'll get to that. I have a sip of coffee, which is why they keep lying about my location. You see, saying I'm here or there or somewhere else, rather than living in an apartment in Kansas City, Missouri, that could convict them of 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights, according to the elements of 18 U.S. Code 241, because of these so-called lawsuits that they might have been doing. What I'm doing with these videos on civil rights actually will cover the civil rights that the media had violated, in my opinion. And well, I will say that I'm no lawyer. No, I'm not. I have been representing myself in federal court, you see, and teaching myself everything about all of this. So it's taking the time to do all the research necessary, because I do my own homework. I asked Mr. Google what the legal definition of oppress is, and here is what Mr. Google says. In legal context, oppression is unjust, cruel, burdensome exercise of authority or power, often by a dominant group or individual over another, kind of like what Washington did, leading them to harm the individual of rights or unfair imposition or restrictions by saying I don't get them. This can include official misconduct by public servants, kind of like what Obama had done. Dishonest conduct by corporate officers against minority shareholders, kind of like what Great Media's been doing with KY3 and all that. Any act that has subject a person to cruel and unjust hardship while acting under the guise of authority. They being the media, have been, and whoever else had been on television might have said, this is my punishment for suing. Last I knew, you didn't get punishment for that. Or they might have said, I or he don't get nothing anyway. They are so concerned about their precious reputation at KY3, they have acted, in my opinion, with gross negligence and severe biased misconduct that could be and should be considered insubordination, according to MPC corporate code of conduct for production personnel. So I will keep making videos, if anything, to educate the people, we the people, and to inform the people that what they are doing is against the law, actually, because they are just trying to get away with what they are doing. One more time, because someone says blah 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 and is full of bullshit and they know it, and you know it too. You, the people, we, the people, deserve the truth. This has been Today in Politics with Noel John Ball. Thanks for watching and listening to me rant away. Have a good day.